I wanted to share from my own experience, my own life, my own talents and gifts, and what I've mastered throughout decades or lifetimes, what I have come here to share and emanate and resonate with, and just being in that energy, my highest vibration, the highest frequency of my soul, when it is the most activated, when it is the most, when you glow and shine your most beautiful self, when you are your highest self, highest version of yourself, just the best of what you are. Obviously, when your field is cleared and your nervous system is regulated and you feel safe and you feel surrounded by love, people that are nice to you, that care about you and love you, and all of those things. When for me a must is um, being in nature. That's like number one. Being in the natural environment when my biofield just regulates itself with the highest energy of Mother Earth, which is Sedona. That's why I'm in Sedona. And of course, with for my own special soul connection, I've come to be in this land again. Sacred land, sacred for the natives. Very powerful Stargate portal place. Higher dimensional portals are over here. But anyhow, so just to be in this place is a very important part for me in particular. That's why I have to share it. It's just coming through. So I am already a red rock freak, and I need to feel the presence. I need to actually physically touch the red rocks. The red rocks are red because of iron. So you have that when you cleanse your aura. I have other videos about that, how to work with Sedona's energy. It really, really the negative force, the magnetic force, feminine left spin really cleanses and purifies your aura. And I hike and I climb barefoot, so that works miracles. It really just aligns you in your own natural energy, but miracles compared to what we have to deal with the chemtrails and all that EMF and the nanotechnology that we're being bombarded with. So that's number one for me. Daily nature connection. So at least 15-20 minutes of barefoot standing on the ground, really connecting with the core of earth. Breathing when you start to breathe, but naturally. I never force anything. I don't believe in forcing your kundalini with fire breath. For me, that's like a masculine, forceful. I don't even understand that. I work with kundalini very naturally every day. I dance with it, and this is almost like, it's almost like you don't even have to think about it. It's like a unconscious thing, driven from your unconscious, because you're getting into your flow of creativity and just pure joy. This is the essence of the real bliss, the highest frequency, when you just let yourself express that goddess kundalini energy, the life force itself, which is the spiral, which is why belly dance is so it has all that spirals. It's not today they do it like that. They do it linear, and they do it like very robotic, which is just losing an essence. It's just a copy of something that it's not the essence of it at all captured. It's an empty copy when you do that, when you just take the perfection, the 10%, it should be 10% of technique, really. The 10% of the technique that should be 100% anchored in your body and perfected, but it's only making up for that 10% of what that essence really is. So the dancer fills the dance with her own soul, with her own emotional frequency, emotional as energy and emotion, how much she is able to embody the frequency of her own soul, what kind of quality is in her soul, what kind of virtues she's embodying, which is her frequency, how she is open, but at the same time, not open so that the energy vampires eat her, right? How she has reverence to her sexual life force energy, the creative higher type, on everyday basis. Not just when she goes to a retreat or a workshop or when she's practicing, but overall how she lives her life with honor for that energy, and how much she's able to actually in this reality express it. So that means overcoming obstacles and challenges in being authentic, being an authentic voice, standing in your truth, speaking up for yourself, not falling into the latest trends and the masks for social acceptance and all of these things. This is women have to heal from all of that. So that is our work. Whenever we speak up, whenever we are authentic to ourselves, whenever we are in honor of that energy, and she is in our authority from within, not something external from the outside that we try to extract energy from it to feed our ego. This is what shows, and this is what should be what this dance should be about, a natural expression, spiral expression of that Kundalini energy in a very in the now moment, present moment, where you can be so much in the flow that it's very spontaneous, so it becomes timeless. So you're out of your you still use your ego, but the intellect, you still use the intellect and the ego, but as a tool. It's not intellect or ego driven. It's just helping you structure yourself in this reality. So that to me is my highest state. For me to get into that state, to be at my most creative, is when I'm in this state, or sometimes I put myself in this state, depends on which way you look at it, by dancing, by turning the music on, by getting out of my head and feeling the rhythm in my body and in my blood and in my soul, and just getting into that sound frequency of very complex Arab rhythms and melodies, when it's like a real orchestra. And Arab people are very emotional people, and they're very feeling driven. They are it's not Arabic music if it doesn't come from the heart, and it doesn't have that emotional content. So that to me, when I am in my highest frequency, I want to naturally express. And the dance is a celebration, although it doesn't always have to be a happy dance. Heart opening space can be sometimes sad. It feels sad, but it's still heart opening, because to feel whatever sadness you have in your soul, you still have to have your heart open. You cannot be numbed down, which is what is taught in most of the pseudo spiritual teachings. So as long as your heart is open, it's going to be healing for you. You're going to really have an emotional release. You're going to cry. You're going to feel your heart touched with the truth. That doesn't matter what that truth is, whether that truth is considered something negative or positive. So to me, grounding, earthing, really feeling into the earth, because it's your natural state and because it's so aura cleansing, and you kind of like are out of the matrix when you are so grounded and just like breathing your entire Merkaba field. Just when you start to breathe, it starts to just open. You're out of the constriction, right? Or like a stagnant state. To get through, maybe there's tension in your body, and then you kind of stretch yourself out of that tension, paying attention just by being in that part of the body, by making these isolations, which are belly dance movements. You release, or you make that flow. So that's your focus. So there's all these different steps. Sometimes when I start feeling good and I feel the energy moving, I will naturally start to hum and sing, which also is releasing in the nervous system, the energy flow. It's all about getting out of that fight, flight, phoning, which is so particular to women. The phoning, hey, that's a whole another video. Getting to those higher states of creativity. So to me, yoga would be still just kind of like a preparation, because when you're really going into the art of it, and the art and your highest flow, where you really are your own embodiment of your own soul, of your own highest frequencies, of what is your own, something that you've mastered throughout lifetimes, and in this lifetime throughout thousands of hours of your mastery, in my case with the dance, combining it with all these different aspects, and my own life. To me, my dance journey is my personal life journey. They don't separate. That is the highest state when I come into this artistic expression of being in the now. And notice that in the dance, I am not projecting something outward. I am not creating a product I can sell or put on the wall that it doesn't move, it's not alive, although it might have a high frequency as well. I am my own product. I am the embodiment. I am the living soul in this body as a divine technology, being in the now and moving with the cosmic frequencies and moving with the Mother Nature, if I am this type of a spiritual person. So it all depends on how much spirituality you bring into your life on those daily basis, and that's going to show up in your dance. So it's not something that can be taught in just technique classes that you do to project some type of an image in the external world, to gather some type of energy, some type of attention for that mask, whatever image, whatever persona you're trying to put out there. The dance is the opposite of that. You're not putting a persona. You are embodying your own specific soul coding, and you're moving and expressing it in the now moment. This is the art of this dance, and for me, this is my highest potential, my highest frequency. So find your own, know your own. To me, this is something that the priestesses have been doing in the ancient times, before this invasion of these gods and Abrahamic religions and this entire patriarchal programming that reversed the flow, that cut half of God, literally, just got rid of the this feminine aspect, because it's so soulful, because through the soul, through the unconscious into the soul, and through the soul you bring the spirit in, and you actually work with the primal matrix of earth, the organic timeline. They had to cut us off. That's why there's a push to cut people off of their emotions, of the of that feminine aspect, which is compassionate, and push them into this narcissistic bubble type of through the mind, only through the third eye spirituality. And they call it enlightenment, because they see stuff and they can communicate with extraterrestrial, which is like another Scientology based religion. But here we are going instead of out externally. Fallen ones always take from the external. We're going actually in our bodies. We're actually keeping our humanity. We are rethriving the soul from our humanity, like from those human timelines. We are using what came with the human natural evolution by artistic expressions, by which is creativity, and we work from there. We meet ourselves there, and we which is actually a very humble a humble path. And this is something that the priestesses were doing. They were holding this natural sexual energy expression, which was very high. It wasn't, as we see it, as dirty as something to seduce and have a quick fix, quick come, to just release energy. They actually forced them into temple prostitution. And now it's being taught in diverted tantra teachings that this kind of promiscuity is or being just like opened for this intimacy with just anybody is actually a sexual liberation, and it has nothing to do with that. So in those ancient times and in Lemuria, when we were still way less dense and more etheric beings, this is how we would connect with those spiritual frequencies, by this movement of Kundalini, this spiral dancing. And the cosmic energies themselves are a cosmic dance where the masculine and the feminine co-create this dance in harmony. And that's the creation of life. So this dance is very pro-life. This is the life, the dance of life, not compared to those religions, patriarchal religions, which New Age is basing itself on, most of New Age teachings, to get you out of here, to get you to transcend the body, to transcend the physical reality, and just follow that masculine path as enlightenment. And teaching that God is somewhere up there in the cloud, basically trying to get you to merge with God, with the artificial God of AI, which is merging your consciousness with the cloud, with metaverse. So this is at opposite to each other. That's why I feel this dance is so. It's the most important. It holds the most important frequency because it holds that goddess energy, that real Kundalini energy, not the reversed, some type of a black snake inside that needs to be removed. Not that. It really holds that flame, that serpentine-like flame within you, that when awakens, really opens you up and really has that truth. It's a difficult part because it's really difficult to get out of the matrix programming when you're being pushed with it, and you have to be authentic. There's a lot of challenge there, and there's a lot that has to be done. There's no escapism in that path. You don't escape. You don't pretend that you don't see the negative. You work with what's in your unconscious, but you're not like in a narcissistic way, just neurotic, just privileged, healing all the time and going to retreats all the time. So there's a lot to it. So yeah, I think that this energy is the most important. This is the real return of the goddess, not the goddess type that is shown with in the algorithms of AI, social media, with these pseudo goddesses that they're phoning and they're over sexualized and they call themselves a goddess and just think that doing like some type of a goddess circle in a ritual will fix you, that you can just activate yourself as a goddess and pay for it. That's total bullshit. So find your own highest frequency, and definitely include the dance for the feminine work that we are all here to do right now. Thank you.